Hi guys! I recently purchased a skirt and it did not come with pockets, so I decided to add some pockets using a pillowcase. I chose the pillowcase because the fabric color was kind of similar, and I thought that would be a really good use of a pillowcase that I was not using. So this is the pillowcase that I have. And one of the things that I think makes this an easy project for a beginner is that it limits the amount of sewing that you have to do. Because the bottom of the pocket and a portion of the side of the pocket is already sewn up, so it just makes it really easy. And what I'm using is a pocket that came with a different pattern. And I just always use this pocket. I found it's just the perfect size, not too big and not too small. So I'll be doing just a little bit of cutting around the edges and just leaving as much of the pillowcase as possible, just to make it an easy project. So this is the pocket already cut up. And this is the portion that is already done for us. So the bit of the pocket that's going to get the most wear and tear is already done, and then you just have I would say 3/4 of the sewing left to do for the pocket. And for the first bit of sewing, I've already used some clips for sewing them up, and these are the clips that I use. They are not sponsored at all, but they're just my favorite, and so I loved sharing them with you guys. I love how they create a really easy measurement to make sure that the sewing looks good and even. And the bottom of the clips are flat, so it just makes it really easy to get a straight line when you're hand sewing. And the stitch that I like to use is just a straight stitch, where I'll just sew a couple of stitches and then go over the last stitch. I think this creates a more secure stitch. It's a different story when you're using a machine, but hand sewing, I think you need to be a little more careful just to make sure you've got a really secure stitch that you're doing. And so this is the stitching that I've already done. And now we just have the edges of the pocket that's going to be affixed to the skirt. So this is the skirt that I'm going to be adding the pocket to, and I'm measuring about 3 inches down. And again, I'm just using the colorful clips for the edge of the skirt that I need to disassemble so I can add in the pocket. So this particular skirt, the stitching that I have to remove is a straight stitch along the bottom there, and they've also used a serger type stitch that needs to be removed as well. So you can remove the stitches in a number of ways. If you've got a seam ripper, those work really good. I could not find my seam ripper. I know it's here someplace, but I couldn't find it, so I am just using some small scissors. All right, and after you've cut away and removed all of the stitching, you're just left with kind of a raw edge. So now I'm just going to use my clips to attach the pocket to the skirt. And you just want to make sure your ends are lined up. And I'm just going to be using the same straight stitch that I used before. And just going over the last stitch just for an extra bit of security, just to make it a little more sturdy. Seams like pockets, you know they're going to be getting a lot of wear and tear. You're going to be putting your hand in and out. So definitely take some care and make sure it's a sturdy stitch so you don't have to redo it later. All right, and here's the pocket when it's all done. And I'm just gonna leave the edges just raw like that. If you don't like a raw edge, you can do a number of different stitches just so they look prettier. If you've got a sewing machine, a zigzag stitch works really well for that. And here's when they're finished. The fabrics, they're not a perfect match, but to me they were similar enough, so it's not gonna attract too much attention with the difference in the fabric. And they are ready to go. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you have a great week.